Hello, hello. Do you guys have these? Hello? They're really sour. Have you heard about Justin Bieber thing?
No.
Huh? No. So apparently Justin Bieber posted a picture of Hailey, his wife, or are they divorced? Anyways, he posted a picture of her saying with the caption like, "Oh, remember when we had this argument and I told you you would never be on Vogue or whatever," and that was her like biggest dream. And he said like so he posted that you would never be on Vogue, whatever. That was really mean. I'm sorry. I'm happy for you, or something like that. I don't even remember. And a lot of people were writing in the comments like, "Hey, that he had like how could you tell your wife like you would never accomplish your dreams or whatever." Haven't you heard that? Anyways, everyone was hating on that. But I was listening to this podcast where they talked about this, and she said that I thought it were the comment section was gonna be 50-50, where people would be like, yeah, he did a bad thing, it's fine, at least he can man up and say he's sorry, and 50% would be hating. But she said that I didn't know that everyone would literally just hate. And she said yeah, because also with the whole situation, I didn't even know Hailey was in Vogue. All the attention went to this post that Justin Bieber did. So she didn't even get the attention that she should have gotten or something. But anyways, this girl on the podcast said that you guys are a little bit crooked. Okay. This girl on the podcast said that I don't know why people are so mad, because men in general usually don't own up to their wrongdoings, so we should be happy that at least he had the courage to say like, "I'm sorry, I did wrong." Do you think he should get that much hate? I mean, I don't like Justin Bieber as it is right now. I don't think he treats Hailey that good. I don't know that much about them, but the videos that I've seen, I don't know, he closes the door on her face, and oh my god, I almost run over that bird. Yeah, I don't like him that much. I don't have any thoughts on Hailey because I don't know anything about her, but I don't like Justin that much. I mean, it's not that I know that much about him either, but I don't know if he deleted the post, didn't see the post myself. I just heard a lot about it. Oh, I had another question. I mean, we were supposed to discuss this, but we never got the chance. But what do you think about guys having preferences on girls and girls having preferences on guys?
I think that you should. You can have your own preferences, but if you know that your opinion will hurt someone, then don't say it out loud. You can still have it in your mind. I don't care what you think.
Do you think it's okay for girls to have preferences regarding a guy's length?
Yes, but I do think that girls should stop pointing it out, always saying, I want a tall guy, I want a tall guy.
But it's a preference.
Yeah, but don't say it, because obviously a lot of men are insecure about it, so don't say it.
Yeah. Do you think it's the same if a girl says, I want a tall guy, versus a guy saying, I want a slim girl?
No. A slim girl saying that you want a slim girl is worse, because girls have more pressure on them.
But guys have pressure also.
Yeah, but like saying that you want a guy that is muscular is a better way to, is a better comparison if you want to talk about weight.
Oh, you mean that
You shouldn't talk about girls' weight, you shouldn't talk about guys' weight.
but guys' height?
Like, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't say it, because now guys have expressed that they don't like it, so don't do it.
Yeah. I think it's so easy for girls to say, like, I want a tall guy, I want this type of guy. But when guys says, I mean, it is more pressure on the girls, because our worth is in our beauty, basically, like according to society. So it is more pressure on the girls, of course. And these beauty standards often comes from the male gaze, basically.
Like, I don't think people should talk about it, just don't speak about it. But sometimes also you can like feel if it's okay to say it amongst some people.
But it's usually never okay to have, or I feel like it's never okay to maybe express your preferences if those preferences aren't something that is like, for instance, height. Guys cannot do anything about their height, or maybe weight. I mean, you can do something about your weight, but that is a really sensitive topic. So things like that, or maybe, I don't know, if it's just things that people just cannot change or is a sensitive topic, then I think you should stick to those preferences like in yourself.
But also a lot of times I've seen on like social media that people get asked, what's your preference? And then they are brutally honest and say what they want. That's another thing, because if you get asked the question, then I don't see anything wrong with saying your preference.
But I feel like some people say it really, like, for instance,
but like, I don't think it's wrong. Like, if a guy would have been asked the question, what's your preference when it comes to looks, and he says, I want a girl with big boobies, like, he will look bad,
but
it's not wrong for him to say it. But I wouldn't like it, but
wrong.
like,
I mean, but boobs and stuff, I mean, that feels more immature. But some guys say like, I don't want a fat girl, I want her to, I don't think that's nice. Or like girls who say like, he has to be this tall, like,
it's not nice, but it's not wrong for them to say it. I just think that you're immature and that it was, you could have just skipped
you're not
saying it.
You can't say it. Like, there's nowhere in the law saying that you cannot say it. But I feel like as a human being, you just have to have common sense. Like, you don't just say those things out loud like that. But also, those videos are more like in a setting where they're like out partying, people are drunk. So I mean, those are like, yeah. But those, I've seen some videos of I don't know who it is, but it's this guy having this podcast, and he invites like some people, and on this podcast he says like, he tells like a girl, let's say this girl is a bit bigger, and he says, oh, do you think you're cute? And she'd be like, yeah, I think I'm cute. And he's like, oh, you really think so? You think guys want you? Like, just in her face saying that. Do you know who I mean? What podcast I mean? I don't know what podcast those are, but like, that's, I don't know, I feel like that's just too much. Obviously it's too much. Like, I don't know, people have feelings, both guys and girls. I think if you have a preference that can really actually hurt someone, then you should just keep it to yourself. You can have preferences, but you don't have to go around and express them if someone, you know, might get hurt.
Yeah, but it's so normalized to talk about it, so people will express their opinions. And also, you also need to not get affected by it. Like, it can be hard, but like, just don't, I don't know, it's not wrong to say what you want, but it's morally wrong.
But I think it is wrong, because you set this type of standard. Like, imagine if all guys or all girls said that, let's say all guys said that I prefer blondes, then that sets a standard that girls, in order for them to be pretty, they have to be blondes. You know?
But it's also your responsibility to not get affected by the standards.
Yeah, but I mean, but I feel like people should just honestly keep their preferences to themselves.
But like, saying like, I want a brunette, I don't see that as a sensitive topic.
I mean, I wouldn't, if a guy told me, if I would have asked a guy like, what is your preference, and he would say blonde, really slim girl with blue eyes, like the opposite of me, I would not take offense, because I would just be like, okay, I'm not your type. Bye. But I mean, still, I feel like,
and people are a little bit crybabies nowadays. Some people are.
It doesn't have to be that they're crybabies. They could just be a really sensitive topic because they were, I don't know, bullied in school or whatever.
But also a lot of people, but like, a lot of people nowadays are also kind of sensitive.
But I also think that this time of age, people in very young ages, girls and guys, but I feel like mostly girls, I don't know, I don't have any numbers or like anything on this, but we get so exposed to everything, beauty standards, like what is good, what is bad. So I feel like that is imprinted in our brains. And like this whole pro Anna thing, and for a young girl, for instance, if she's a bit like more to the thicker side, and if that girl is exposed to this pro Anna thing, I mean, that puts really bad thoughts in young girls.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like people are crybabies.
But some people are.
I do think people today, at least in Sweden, are crybabies in the sense of being too politically correct. For instance, there's this influencer, I don't know. Okay, so there's this influencer, and she has been launching. She's been working on her single, and she has promoted like. So she's been releasing small videos, sneak peeks of her and her mans. And they did this for like a couple of weeks. It went a bit too far. And people were so happy for them. And she said like, yeah, this song that I made, it's for me and my mans. Like, I found the love of my life, whatever. And everyone was so happy for her. So happy. They were cheering her and everything. And then, I think a week or so, and this had been going on for how long?
Like a month or so.
A month or so. And then a week ago or something like that, she posted that it was all fake. It was all fake. And people are so mad. They're so mad. And they write like, how could you do this? Like, how could you be so happy for, like, a lot of people are so happy for you. How could you just take those, and just use those people and just, I don't know, and your song, probably you've gained a lot of streams just because of this whole circus, whatever. People were furious, like, they were so mad. And I'm like, when I saw the video, I was like, ah, that's sad. Like, okay. But my life goes on. My life literally goes on. It was a 2-minute, like, what? Was that fake? What a bummer, you know? And then my life goes on. Like, why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? It was a joke. It was literally a joke. Yeah, I mean, she did take it too far, but it was literally a joke. And people were, like, I understand if you're, like, mad, whatever, if that's your, like, because people were writing, how could we trust you now? Like, what you did is so unforgivable. And I'm like, I understand that you're mad, but how can you just... It was a joke. Like, your life moves on. How can this be such a big deal? I don't understand.
Like, I do understand why people got mad, but, like, I would never, like, write a hate comment.
No, people are mad. Like, really mad. I mean, I would be mad for, I don't know, 10 minutes. And then I would be like, oh, okay. No, people are mad. Like, she has gotten so much hate. And I don't understand. Like, what is the issue? It was a joke. Okay, she did it for her song. Let's say she did it for her song to get a lot of streams and money or whatever. It was a good marketing thing. Like, okay. I mean, yeah, it might not be that ethical to do it that way. But, I mean... It was still a joke. Like, are you gonna die? Are you gonna die for her joking about this? No, your life moves on. Like, how can you be so invested and so mad about someone else's life? Like, it's not your life. Like, why are you so mad? It's okay to be mad. Like, all that hate, like, all that, I'm never gonna trust you anymore. Like, you ruined the trustworthiness of your brand. I'm like, it was a joke. That went a bit too far, but still, it's a joke. But I feel like it's mostly in Sweden. Swedish people, or like the Swedish social media community, people are very, like, politically correct. Don't you think that they are? Like, people cannot joke about anything these days. Oh my god, we have to talk about the fact that white people don't shower. Oh my god, but we can talk about that tomorrow. Oh my god, that was so funny. We heard it on a podcast, and it was so funny. I was literally laughing, and then everything just made sense. We can talk about that tomorrow, but yeah. That was so funny. Okay, we can talk about that. But yeah, let me know. I mean, write your thoughts in the comments. It would be nice to hear about the whole Justin Bieber thing and the preference thing. Like, what do you guys think? Should people just walk around and tell everyone their preferences? Is it okay to have preferences?
It's obviously okay to
It's
have
okay, but
preferences.
I mean, should you just, you know, keep them to yourself, or yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.